I'm going to talk to you like a man talks to a man he respects. You don't need fluff, you don't need fairy tales, and you definitely don't need more confusion. What you need is clarity, the kind that slices through doubt and gives you a calm, steady edge in the moments that matter. Listen closely. Most men live blind to the quiet signals that women send when they're curious, attracted, or already fantasizing about what it might feel like to be close to you. They miss the invitation because they're busy chasing approval or bracing for rejection. But attraction doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up in timing, in micro-expressions, in small acts of investment, and subtle tension that build under the surface. When you can read those currents, everything about your presence shifts. You stop pushing, you start choosing. You become the centered force in the room that a woman feels before she fully understands why. If what you're about to hear challenges old habits, good. Lean into it. You're about to learn 10 subtle signs she's secretly attracted to you, and how to respond with calm, masculine certainty. I'm not here to sell you fantasies or manipulative tricks. What I'm giving you is psychology in motion and behavior you can apply today, with respect, with integrity, and with power. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting started. Before we get into the signs, understand this. Attraction is calibrated by your state. A woman reads your nervous system faster than your words. If your breath is shallow, your eyes dart, your voice races, your posture collapses. She feels uncertainty, and uncertainty kills the spark. The opposite is deceptively simple. Slow your breathing, widen your awareness, soften your gaze, and let your words land with space around them. When your pace slows, hers does too. She senses a man who is not in a hurry, not grasping, not performing. That's the foundation. From there, the signals start revealing themselves like ink under warm light. The first sign, her eyes keep finding you, then slipping away in a way that isn't random. Notice the pattern. You feel it before you see it, like a warm brush of attention on your skin. She glances, looks down or to the side, then returns, as if pulled. The look lingers half a beat longer than politeness requires. Sometimes it's the spot and slide. She catches your eyes, slides to your mouth, then back. Sometimes it's that softening around her eyelids, the tiny lift at the corner of her lips that says, "I see you," even if the rest of her face stays neutral. Don't pounce. Don't perform. Hold the eye contact a shade longer than she expects, then let it go first. Calm, unhurried, like a man content with what he already has. That moment tells her you're not hungry for attention. You're meeting her attention. And if she looks back again soon after, you've just felt the quiet click of interest. The second sign. She orients her body towards you even when the conversation isn't directly with you. Human orientation is truth serum. Feet point where we want to go. Hips and shoulders open to who we want to feel. Watch how she repositions herself when you enter a social space. Does she subtly angle her chair? Does she lean in when you speak to someone else? Does her torso stay accessible to you while she talks to a friend? This signal becomes powerful in groups because it's less conscious. Attraction leaks through posture. The response is simple. Own your space. Plant your feet, relax your shoulders, and let your voice carry with ease. If you step closer, do it slowly, giving her time to adjust. Notice whether she holds her ground or leans in as you approach. That tiny calibration tells you more than 1,000 rehearsed lines. The third sign. She starts grooming or adjusting herself in your presence, not for vanity, but as a soothing ritual under arousal. She brushes hair behind her ear, smooths fabric across her hip, touches her neck, checks her lips subtly, rolls a sleeve, straightens a necklace. These are preening cues, primal and old. They say, "I want to be seen by you." And they usually happen right after you make eye contact or ask something personal. Your move is restraint with a spark. Let your eyes acknowledge the gesture without darting. Give a slow, angled smile, like you caught the moment and enjoyed it. Then lead the conversation slightly deeper. Ask something that reveals her perspective rather than her resume. Curiosity anchors attraction. When she feels seen and safe, interest expands into engagement. The fourth sign. Her attention stays with you between interactions. This shows up in timing and investment. She replies to your messages within a reasonable window and asks you specific questions back. She references details you told her days ago. She reacts to your stories or checks in just because. She may delay a little if she's testing your steadiness, but the consistency remains. Look for the quality of attention, not just speed. A woman who's attracted makes time for you. A woman who's using you keeps you orbiting around empty promises of some time. Your response: mirror the level just below hers. If she invests, invest slightly less but with intention. Short, clear messages. Purposeful invites. No anxiety dumping, no chasing. Hold the frame that your time matters. Scarcity creates value, but not through games, through standards. The fifth sign. She introduces light friction to feel your edges. Not disrespect, challenge. She teases you gently, questions your opinion, pushes a boundary in a playful way to see if you cave or grow sharper. Female attraction often comes with micro-tests that ask, "Can you hold me when I'm not easy?" Most men either crumble into appeasement or swing into defensiveness. Both kill polarity. The response is balanced gravity. You accept the playful push with a smirk, answer with calm conviction, and keep leading. If she teases your style, you turn it. Good eye. I like pieces that outlast trends. If she questions your plan, you tighten it. We'll start there. If it's not our vibe in 10 minutes, we'll bounce. I've got backup. You don't fight for the frame, you demonstrate it. She isn't trying to dominate you. She's searching for the man who won't abandon himself under pressure. The sixth sign. She seeks reasons to be near you or alone with you, wrapped in the disguise of logistics. She asks where you're sitting, wonders when you'll arrive, offers to help with something small, suggests a coffee under the excuse of picking your brain. Proximity is currency in attraction. Notice how often she creates coincidence. Does she linger when everyone else leaves? Does she change her route to pass by you? Does she accidentally stand closer than before and stay there? When you sense this, don't make a big announcement. Invite lightly but decisively. "I'm heading out in 5. Walk with me." Or, "Grab the corner table with me for a minute." Let the invite be an extension of your path. If she follows, the signal just converted into momentum. The seventh sign. She opens windows into her world and lets you see behind the social mask. You'll notice this in the depth of her answers. Simple questions yield layered responses. She offers personal anecdotes unprompted, reveals her tastes in detail, shares a story with emotional contours, frustration, hope, pride, disappointment, and watches how you receive it. Attraction wants to be known. When she trusts you with more than surface talk, she's investing. Your response is to listen like a man who isn't scrambling to impress. Hold eye contact. Nod slowly. Ask one clarifying question that shows you were actually present. Then tie it back to something about her character you admire. "I like how you handled that. You've got follow-through." Validation of essence, not just appearance, deepens desire because it lands where she actually lives. The eighth sign. She mirrors your rhythm. Mirroring isn't just posture, it's cadence, pacing, language. She starts using your expressions, matches your speed, laughs on your breath, sits when you sit, stands when you stand, pauses where you pause. This isn't imitation, it's nervous system syncing. It happens when she relaxes around you or when her attraction pulls her into your gravity. Notice it and slow the tempo even more. The slower you become, the more she feels your steadiness. That's when silence becomes charged. In elevators, while waiting for a coffee, crossing a street. If she rests in the quiet without rushing to fill it, the air is telling you more than words. Keep the eye contact soft, the jaw relaxed, the shoulders open. Space invites intimacy when it's held with calm authority. The ninth sign. Subtle sparks of possessiveness surface when other women enter the frame. Not drama, not scenes, just small shifts. A sharper attention when you greet someone, a quick question about who she is. A playful remark that marks her territory without saying it outright. She may lean closer as another woman approaches, or ask you a more personal question right after someone else laughs at your joke. Track the change, not to manipulate it, but to confirm the current. Your response is simple. You remain unfazed and inclusive while staying oriented toward her. Let your attention return naturally to her after the social moment. She'll feel the priority without you announcing it. That keeps the polarity warm and the environment safe. The 10th sign. Future weaving. She begins to imagine or suggest time with you beyond the moment. It can be small. "You'd love this place near my office." Or, "We should try that dessert next time." Or more concrete, like aligning schedules without you asking. When a woman is lukewarm, plans stay foggy. When she's drawn in, she gives you hooks to catch. The move is to claim one of her threads and tie it off. Wednesday after 7 is clean, 30 minutes first round on me. Direct, light, and real. If she accepts with enthusiasm, you've confirmed attraction. If she hedges but stays engaged, keep it low pressure and time-bound. A man who can set structure without attachment is rare, and rare is attractive. All of these signs gain power inside your frame. Let's talk about the frame you hold, because without it, signals are just noise. Your frame is the combination of your standards, your calm, your direction, and your sense of worth independent of outcomes. Most men gamble all their value on a woman's response. They tighten their chest when she delays a text, explode with relief when she compliments them, sink when she's distracted. That emotional volatility makes you feel unsafe. The frame that draws women is clean. You like her, you're curious about her, and you'll move forward if the energy is mutual. But you won't abandon your center to keep anyone's attention. This isn't coldness, it's self-possession. It lets you be generous without bargaining, playful without performing, and decisive without control. Now, how do you embody this in real situations so it's not just theory? Picture a busy cafe, late afternoon, the smell of coffee and warm pastries drifting like a soft cloud around conversations. You notice her 3 tables away, reading, occasionally looking up at the door. You catch that quick, magnetic glance, there and gone, there and back, sign one in the wild. You don't make a scene. You finish your email, stand with ease, and take your mug to the counter. On the return, you choose a seat near but not intrusive, angled so your bodies share the same acoustic space. Her feet point toward you. Her shoulders soften. She tucks hair behind her ear when you set your notebook down. You feel the temperature change, like a subtle voltage in the room. That's proximity, orientation, preening, all stacking. You open casually with an observation anchored in the moment, a comment about the book she's reading that shows you're not pretending to know it if you don't. She looks up, smiles, gives you more than a one-word answer. Notice the cadence. Is she trimming the conversation to escape or feeding it? If she asks you a question back immediately, she's investing. You keep it light for a minute, then drop one deeper question that invites a real opinion. Not a job interview, not a performance. Something like, "What pulled you into that topic?" Then you hold the space. She talks. Her voice warms. She touches her wrist. She leans in. These are signs accumulating like gentle waves. You close the loop when the moment is high, not when it's flat. "I like your perspective. I'm stepping out in a minute. Join me for a quick tea next door." You frame it as an extension of the moment, time-bound, zero pressure. If she's attracted, she'll come, or she'll propose an alternative. If she can't, she'll make a plan. If she doesn't, you nod, smile, and leave with your presence intact. That calm exit leaves an imprint. It communicates abundance without a single arrogant word. Let's shift to social settings. Friends, music, low light, conversations weaving. A woman who's attracted but discreet will use the group as a cover. Watch the orbits. She'll place herself just inside your peripheral field. She'll join the story you're telling from an angle that lets her contribute without fighting for the spotlight. She will steer the group's decision to a place you suggested, then stand beside you in line. When you speak to someone else, she'll listen and laugh slightly after the punchline, syncing to your rhythm rather than the room's. If you step out to clear your head, she appears on the balcony, just getting air. These are not coincidences. They're signals wrapped in social etiquette. Your move is to make it easy for her to cross the line into personal connection. Turn your body toward her, reduce the noise by lowering your volume, and give your full attention. Then, make a micro-invite. "Come walk with me for 2 minutes." That gentle insistence, 2 minutes, specific, contained, feels safe and exciting. If she's attracted, she'll follow. If she hesitates, don't press. Back off, rejoin the group, and let the energy reset. A man with options is never in a hurry. Digital life is a parallel stage where attraction signals play out differently. She replies consistently, references your jokes, mirrors your emojis or punctuation style, and initiates half the threads. She sends you a photo of something she thought you'd like without being asked. She reacts to your content quickly, sometimes with a playful challenge. She's giving you momentum, but watching if you can hold it. Your strategy: avoid the black hole of endless texting. Keep the tone light and the intent forward. 1 or 2 volleys, then a clear plan. I'm free Thursday after 6 near area. 10-minute walk and a coffee, yes or no? She'll feel the relief of clarity. If she throws a logistical curveball but offers another time, you're good. If she vanishes, don't spiral. You live your life. Abundance isn't a script. It's a schedule full of purpose. Let's go deeper into the psychology behind why these signs appear. Attraction is the nervous system seeking safety and excitement at the same time. Safety without excitement is friendship. Excitement without safety is chaos. You provide the bridge by embodying both. Steadiness in your chest, direction in your choices, play in your words. When she tests you, she isn't trying to break you. She's trying to measure the capacity of your presence. When she draws near and then pulls away slightly, she's not playing games. She's regulating her own arousal, checking if the energy is real or if it's a story in her head. When she mirrors you, she's letting her body learn you. Your job isn't to manipulate these responses. It's to understand them so you can remain composed. Composure is erotic because it tells her she can feel more without the fear that you'll collapse or rush to claim what isn't being offered. Here's a practical calibration you can use anywhere. The rule of progressive reciprocity. You offer a small step forward and watch the response. Eye contact for a beat longer. A question with a hint of intimacy. A light touch on the elbow as you shift past her in a crowded space. Always slow, always visible, always easy to decline. If she meets you, holds your gaze, answers with color, leans into the touch, you take the next step. If she doesn't, you dial it back without a flinch. This keeps both of you aligned and prevents the two cardinal errors, pushing too hard or hesitating until the window closes. When in doubt, let your pace be set by her comfort, but guided by your clarity. That's leadership with respect. Now let's break down each sign again through the lens of what to say, because words matter when they're infused with presence. For the lingering glance, after you feel the pattern, let the corner of your mouth lift and say, calmly, hi. Not a performance, not a pickup monologue. Just hi, anchored by a still body. If she responds with warmth, add something real and immediate. You look resolute. What are you working on? This isn't flattery. It's perception. For orientation and proximity, when she angles toward you or stands close, acknowledge space like a gentleman with edge. You picked a strategic spot. Then, hold your ground. For grooming, preening, tease lightly, respectfully. Dangerous, tucking your hair like that. Smile so the playfulness lands. For consistent attention between interactions, reward it with quality, not quantity. You pay attention. I like that. Then pivot into momentum. Walk with me for 5. For playful friction, agree and redirect. Fair point. Here's my take. Speak with calm lines, not scattered dots. For seeking proximity, logistics, make it easy. Your trouble. Come here. Paired with a small gesture to the seat beside you. For opening her world, reflect essence. You move toward things that scare you a little. That's rare. For mirroring. Slow down and let silence be a character. For subtle possessiveness. Ground the dynamic with warmth. Relax. You're my favorite conversation here. For future weaving, lock it in. Saturday, bookshop at 3. You'll show me that section you like. A quick word about boundaries, because attraction without boundaries becomes damage. Say no early and cleanly when something crosses your line. If she flakes twice without offering an alternative, don't punish. Disengage. If she disrespects you in public, you don't argue. You remove your presence. If she tries to outsource her emotional stability onto you, you hold the line. I'm here, but I won't be your storm shelter every day. Boundaries don't kill attraction when delivered with warmth. They deepen it, because they communicate self-respect. And self-respect is the root of trust. Let's address the internal noise that sabotages many men right at the threshold. You worry about saying the wrong thing. You interpret neutral cues as rejection. You magnify mistakes and shrink victories. That's a nervous system trapped in old narratives. You shift it by training your baseline, not by memorizing lines. Before you enter a room, take 30 seconds and widen your attention to the edges of the space. Soften your jaw, drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and inhale slow through the nose for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. This tiny ritual flips you from chase to choose. Then pick a direction. Where are you going? What are you doing next if nothing happens? Give your body a mission. A man on his way somewhere is more magnetic than a man waiting to be chosen. When you meet her eyes, you're simply inviting someone to join you, not asking permission to exist. Consider how these signs play out over time, not just in the spark of the first meeting. In the early stages, attraction is fragile. If you flood it with anxiety or starve it with passivity, it dies. But if you feed it with steady presence, humor, and small acts of leadership, it grows roots. Later, the signs evolve. She prioritizes seeing you without you pushing. She brings you into her private rituals, morning markets, favorite trails, the cafe where she thinks. She wants to know how you think under pressure, how you respond to disappointment, how you treat the server when the order is wrong. Attraction matures into respect when your behavior answers those questions without speeches. This is when you'll notice a different kind of silence, the kind where she rests her head on your shoulder without cluttering it with words. If you've read the early signs accurately and acted with clarity, this silence feels inevitable. What about the times you misread something? It happens. You thought you felt the glance, but it was habit. You moved closer, and she leaned back. You invited, and she declined. Good. This is where you refine. You don't collapse or spiral. You adjust. You thank her for her time, you shift your attention, and you continue with your plans. Every clean disengagement builds an invisible bank of power. Women feel it. You become the man who doesn't need to force outcomes because he trusts his capacity to create new moments. That trust reads as calm, and calm reads as attractive. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one, and your clarity helps other men grow. Let's bring it to a sharper edge with 3 micro habits that make the 10 signs crystal clear. First, the 2-second pause. After she finishes a sentence, wait 2 beats before you speak. This magnifies presence and pulls richer responses. Second, the open pivot. When you want to move from group talk to personal connection, turn your feet toward her and angle your torso by 20 degrees. It feels like a natural invitation without words. Third, the slow commit. When you set a plan, set it small and keep it. 10 minutes, 1 drink, a walk to the corner. A woman will feel your reliability in the small things and trust you in the big ones. Attraction isn't fireworks every second. It's accumulated signals that say, you can relax with me and feel more, not less. Now I want you to imagine a different scene. A hallway between meetings, fluorescent light, footsteps echoing. Not romantic, not designed. She's walking toward you. You meet eyes. The world collapses to that thin corridor of attention between you. You don't look away. You let the corners of your eyes soften. As you pass, you say, low and easy, "Good morning." No performance. She looks back. There it is, the small, undeniable rewind. You stop, turn half an inch, and add, "You look focused. Big day?" She smiles, tells you 2 sentences that reveal more than the question required. You hear the energy in her voice. You say, "Crush it. Tell me how it went later," and you keep moving. That's it. You didn't chase. You didn't camp in her space. You created tension and left oxygen in the connection. Later, when you cross again, she'll bring you the thread you left. This is how attraction scales when you understand the current. If you know a brother who needs to hear this, someone who keeps missing the quiet signs, someone who can't feel her interest until it's already gone, send this to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. We lift the standard together. When more men move with steadiness and respect, the whole culture shifts. Women relax, conversations deepen, the games fall away, and what remains is clean polarity, masculine direction, feminine response, both choosing from abundance instead of fear. As we move toward the close, I want to give you a reframe that will follow you into every room from now on. You are not auditioning for women's attention. You are calibrating mutual interest. Those are not the same game. In auditions, you inflate and perform and hope. In calibration, you observe, you feel, you lead, and you invite. You're not proving worth, you're revealing it. When you hold that frame, the 10 signs aren't trophies, they're information. They tell you where to lean in and where to step back, where to deepen and where to move on. And the irony is that the moment you stop trying to extract certainty from women and start giving certainty to the moment, their attraction toward you amplifies. Certainty is a gravitational field. You become the place where indecision quiets and desire has room to speak. So here it is, distilled. She looks more than once and lingers. She orients to you in body and in flow. She preens when you notice her. She invests when you're not there. She offers gentle friction to feel your edges. She seeks micro moments of proximity. She opens her world and watches how you hold it. She mirrors your rhythm and rests in your silence. She sends tiny flares of possessiveness when others approach. She weaves you into the future without fanfare. When even 3 or 4 of these gather in the same orbit, attraction is almost certainly present. Your answer is never neediness and never arrogance. It's clarity. You initiate with warmth, escalate with reciprocity, and protect the space with boundaries. You honor her yes, respect her no, and keep moving regardless. This is the masculine path. Calm, directed, receptive to reality. If this conversation has been changing the way you feel yourself in the room, the way you breathe when you see her, the way you hold your eyes and your voice, then stay close to this work and practice it today. Try one signal. Notice one cue. Make one clean invite. And then come back and tell me what happened. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one and the details matter. If you want more of this, more psychology that cuts through noise, more strategies you can apply within the hour, subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. If you know a brother who needs this, share it with him right now. The men you help become the world you live in. Walk out there with your shoulders open and your breath slow. Let your eyes speak before your mouth does. Be the man who doesn't need to force anything because he trusts himself to create moments and to let them go. And when you see the signs, those quiet, electric invitations, answer them with presence. Not with scripts, not with tricks, with presence. That's what she's drawn to. That's what changes everything.